Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs already have their big-time quarterback in the 2026 class in five-star Jared Curtis, but all eyes now focus to 2027. Which quarterback will the Georgia Bulldogs go after, and who might they land in the 2027 class? That's what we're talking about in today's video, because they just offered earlier this week one of the top quarterback prospects in the country for 2027. Now, they're in a little bit of a tough spot because these top quarterbacks want to play, and it's hard to win someone over when you say, hey, you're going to be coming in behind five-star quarterback Jared Curtis, an elite quarterback that has a ton of potential, a guy that could help lead Georgia to a national championship if he keeps progressing. So it's not easy to sell to a quarterback, hey, we want you to come in after this five-star quarterback, right? However, still got to go out and get somebody, right? It's not ideal to go an entire recruiting class and not land at least one quarterback. So there are options out there. And the guy that they just offered is a kid from Massachusetts. His name is Peter Bourke. But before I dig into him, let's talk about some recent news that just happened, right? If you look in the state of Georgia, all the best quarterbacks, they're not going to Georgia, right? Teddy Gerard, a high four-star kid with Georgia ties out of North Cobb. He committed to Notre Dame this week. Kareem Hewley, a local kid. I guess if Gainesville is local, it's about 45 minutes away from Athens. He's a kid who had a Georgia offer. He committed to Clemson down in South Georgia at Lowndes. Jace Johnson, a big-time promising dual-threat quarterback. He didn't even have Georgia in his top 10, top 6, whatever he came out with. So he's not going to end up in Athens. So they are going to have to go out of state for a 2027 quarterback. And that's where Peter Bourke comes in, because this is a guy who threw for the Georgia staff over the summer. He earned an offer this week officially, and he had a lot to say about his Georgia offer. I'm going to dig into that in just a second. But a little bit about him, okay? 6'4", 190 pounds, again, out of Massachusetts, Tabor Academy. So feels like a small school. He didn't go against the best competition. And for some reason, I could not find his stats or his numbers anywhere. Still waiting to hear back on his head coach. I'm going to put that into the story that I've already written over on Dawg Post. You can read this for free. You can read all about this new quarterback target and watch highlights on Dawg Post for free. There's not a lot of free stories out there as it relates to Georgia Bulldog and recruiting. We've got several on Dawg Post right now. And the film is great. This is a big kid. He's mobile. He's got good footwork, launches the ball down the field, and comes in big when it matters most. I mean, he showed great leadership qualities, making big-time throws at the end of games. He had a game-winning throw that he just launched down the field last play of the game and converted it, put it into a tight window between two defenders, won the game for him. And you could watch that clip over on Dawg Post. So kid can play. It was really impressive. Looked like the best player on the field. And again, wasn't a great competition, wasn't against great competition, but he was just a sophomore. And again, he's got size. He's got really good arm talent. He's the number 7 quarterback prospect in the country, number 86 overall. A lot of people think this, he could stay in the Big Ten, could come down to Penn State, Michigan. He's going to a big-time school, and this kid can absolutely sling it. So when you turn on the tape, it's easy to see, okay, I see why Georgia likes this kid. He can throw on the run. The ball placement down the field was really impressive. I mean, there's passes where he's launching at 30, 40, close to 50 yards in the air, and it is in a perfect spot to a receiver that's covered really well. So the kid can throw the ball vertically. He can put some zip on the ball in the short to intermediate passes. He can escape defenders in the backfield. There are a couple plays where it looks like he's about to get drilled by 1 or 2 defenders. Kind of spins out of it, makes another guy miss, keeps his eyes downfield, and throws an accurate ball, for 20, 30-plus yards in the air. So he can really play. I definitely think this kid could play at Georgia. And they've gone up to the Northeast to get guys before. I mean, a couple of years ago, Ryan Puglisi, right? He jumped on board, and he didn't play against the best competition either, small school from Connecticut. But the kid has outstanding arm talent. And if you've been watching this channel for several years, you saw clips that you can't find anywhere else of Ryan Puglisi, not only on Friday or Saturday nights, but in practices too. So everyone who watches this channel, everyone on Dawg Post, they know how good Ryan Puglisi is, And they knew it before he started opening eyes this past spring and throughout last season as he was sitting as a true freshman. So the kid can play, and our members have known that for a while. This kid can sling it too. There's no doubt about it. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Here's what he had to say about earning his Georgia offer. He said, I was real fired up when Coach Streeter, an offensive assistant analyst, helps with the staff, helps with the quarterbacks he offered. He said, I feel like I've been building a good relationship with him and Coach Bobo for the past month or so. A Georgia offer is huge, as Georgia and Coach Smart have set the standard for college football the past few years. I'm someone who wants to play or wants to compete at the highest level and play in the biggest games. Georgia will always be doing that. So this is an out-of-state kid from the Northeast who is probably used to watching Penn State, maybe Notre Dame, Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. It's not really a big deal. They're not one of the big boys. But, Michigan obviously is, and Penn State. Feels like those are the programs up there. There's a lot of Notre Dame fans up in the Northeast, but this kid's out here saying, hey, I know Georgia is one of the big boys, right? I know they play to a standard. They're one of the best programs in the country. They're always playing in big games. And if you look at the numbers from last year, he's exactly right. Millions and millions and millions of people watch the Georgia Bulldogs week after week after week. I think they were the program with the most eyeballs on their games. Now, yes, they played Texas, which drew a big number. They played Alabama, Florida, Auburn, Tennessee. The Georgia Tech game on Black Friday stood by itself 8 overtime. So, Georgia draws the eyeballs. Every network badly wants the Georgia Bulldogs to be playing on their network because people watch. Whether you're in the South, you're in Georgia, it doesn't matter. Texas, California, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Everyone watches the Georgia Bulldogs, including this young man. He said, I got down to Georgia for the first time this June to work out at a camp. It was an awesome place. I'd love to get down there for a game. It's tough as most of our games are on Saturdays, but I'm hoping to make it work. So, again, they're not going to land, apparently, one of the in-state guys. Ben Musser is out of Prince Avenue Christian. I think he's got the potential to maybe earn a Georgia offer. He doesn't have one right now. Good player. I don't know if he's Georgia good. I think he's got the potential to flash the ability that, hey, I am Georgia good. But again, the top 3 quarterbacks in the state are all heading elsewhere. So Georgia has to win over one of these out-of-state kids. They won over Ryan Puglisi, who came down to camp at Georgia. And this young man is on his way, to being a big, big deal. I apologize. I need to text my wife real quick because she just started calling me. So I need to text her. I'm almost done with this video, babe. Almost done. I hope this is not super important, but I don't have time to edit this. She'll forgive me later. Okay, boom. Sorry, babe. She's not going to watch this. I wish she would. But that's okay. She's got other priorities. Anyway, the Dogs have they have the potential to land this kid. I really do think that he is. He's good enough, and he is very interested in Georgia, obviously. But whoever comes behind Jared Curtis, they're probably going to have to sit and be a little patient. That guy is really, really good. So let's talk quickly about where the Georgia's quarterback situation is. If Gunnar Stockton has a great year, probably off. Could be his last year. I think that's a possibility. And then you've got Ryan Puglisi coming in. After him, Ryan Montgomery, who was out basically his entire senior season last year due to a knee injury. He's got promising arm talent. I think he'll be providing depth in that QB3, QB4 spot this upcoming fall. Hezekiah Melinder was an in-state kid, local kid out of Clark Central, who's got some promise too. He was a Boise State commit, decided to stay home locally and play for the Dogs when he got that opportunity. And then Jared Curtis. And Jared Curtis, again, elite arm talent. They're paying him $750,000 this year to sit on the bench and, be behind on the depth chart to kind of sit and learn. It'll be next year. Obviously, it'll be next year. He's still a senior. He will be his senior year. But when he gets to Georgia, that first year, $750,000. And then after that, and I know this is a long way away. I know a lot of people are thinking, we don't care about 2027. These kids are going to flip, yada, yada, yada. We still got to talk about it. And it was a big deal this week that Georgia, anytime they offer a quarterback, it's a big deal because you never know what could come out of it. And this guy could be Georgia's quarterback in the future. So you got to learn about him. So if you follow recruiting, which you should, every quarterback offer is a big deal. And this week they offered high four-star Peter Bourke at Tabor Academy in Massachusetts. You can read more about this and watch highlights for free over on dawgpost.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you over on the website.